Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about driver safety is at an all-time low. So I've actually gotten a lot of emails and a lot of notifications on subjects just like this. Adrian Smith and BC, thank you so much for emailing me about these events and making this video possible. Now, I don't really like to make videos like this, not because of the lack of validity of the problems that they're talking about, but because of the abundance of them. And with everything that has been happening, what I'm going to do is just going to make a mass video PSA on it now. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in these 3 different emails, some of the events that have been transpiring in the gig economy, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. Hello, Adrian Smith here. Here's another DoorDash story. I don't know if you've seen this. With low pay and other games DoorDash plays with drivers, I wonder if it's still safe to do this anymore. These days, you have to carry protection to do gig apps. This is all I've seen so far. Be careful out there. That email also has a link to an article about somebody being threatened in Missouri as a DoorDash driver. BC also sent me a similar article. This is why you don't ring the doorbell after dark. This is in Pedro's backyard. First off, every neighborhood is going to have different amounts of safety overall. Like, my neighborhood is pretty safe in that regard, but not every neighborhood's going to be like that. And honestly, I don't ring the doorbell unless they ask me to. And even then, I'm probably still sketchy about doing it at all. But between DoorDash drivers and Uber drivers, they both have their own levels of safety risk. For DoorDash drivers, they're more concerned about getting jumped during a delivery. For an Uber driver, sometimes you have people within an enclosed space in your car that do something totally out of nowhere. BC sent me this one. I don't know if you have seen this, a YouTube video of a bad situation. Bad is an understatement. Holy crap. You want to know why I really hate to make videos like this? Number one, they don't perform well. That's more of a creator insider thing there. But there's also the point that this stuff happens so frequently, I can't justify making time out of my content for it. This is me just Googling DoorDash driver shot. There are so many different incidences of people getting shot, people getting hurt, and some of them are a month old, a week old. Here, let's change it to sort by date. See 4 days in Philly. Another one in Houston, Dallas, Locust Grove, Kansas City. This is all between what has happened in Missouri that we just talked about in Pedro's backyard to now. And they always piss me off too. Not even because of the fact that these things shouldn't be happening to gig workers. That's true. Number one, they're not even treated the same way as a lot of other criminal cases should be. Like, there are some cases that literally just get thrown away because gig workers are a part of it. Like, there was one incident way back where a DoorDash driver was getting shot at, survived. They found the shooter, and whatever happened in whatever state it was, either New Mexico or someplace like that, I don't remember. But you know what they did? They just said, "No, we're done." And the news correspondent that ended up covering that story literally just said, yeah, they just threw it out and moved on to the next story. That's insane. We're not even treated the same way as other citizens are simply because we're gig workers. Because I'll tell you what, if some employee or some bigger business person ended up having that issue, that person would be in jail right now. I love how people like to look to DoorDash and look to all these other companies when these things take place. Like, the app should be working on driver safety. And yeah, to a point, there should be some regulation on what kind of customers we are working with. But the reality is there's only so much an app can do in order to protect us. I love the ADT thing that is on all of these apps, that we can use that to call 911. Like, what is that actually gonna do? If I'm gonna need 911 to do something, not only do I have no faith in Florida's 911 system, by the way, I'm not gonna call ADT to call the police. I'm gonna call the police myself, you know, assuming that cops do their job. But that also said, that's why I don't like to make videos on stuff like this. There's not not a whole lot that an app can do that a driver shouldn't be doing already. First off, you should be making sure you have a dash cam, body cam, etc. You should be making sure that you're prioritizing your safety before an order. Like, really? I understand that $7 to $10 order is solid for you, and I get that, but your safety is far more important than any dumb customer. I'm sorry, that's just a fact. But that's also why I am a firm believer in moving away from food delivery and working with customers that are worth it. Yes, not taking any orders that don't have a tip definitely filters through a lot of the bad customers and a lot of the customers with poor intentions. But also, there are higher paying opportunities out there. Catering delivery, for one. Grocery delivery is kind of one too, but there's a lot more time. What about medical courier? What about pharmacy delivery? What about things like that? Are you developing some sort of exit strategy? The gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal. It's not the goal. You don't want to continuously work with people that may not have your best interest at heart. Have you joined the Driven Wyld Discord server so that way you can expand your knowledge and expertise in the self-employment and entrepreneurial journey that you are currently taking? Because in that Discord server, there are more opportunities for you and even opportunities that are more scalable, so that way you can start to build your own dispatch company and have income that is independent of your activity. We've partnered with Jeffrey Lago, the founder of Food Fetch, to accomplish that. Are you engaging in that community so that way you can maximize all of the benefits that come from those tiers? If you haven't yet, check the link in the description so you can sign up and you can make the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way. Like, what about working in areas that are actually safer? The middle class neighborhoods in general tend to be safer in my experience. But either way, it is important to prioritize your safety and not depend on the company for your safety, because no one is going to be looking out for you better than you are. If you guys would also like to email me about something that has been happening in the gig economy, my email is drivenwyld@gmail.com. Feel free to email me there, and who knows, maybe you'll get a shout out in a video as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.